bit of AC in here. Alright, that's what it was saying. Alrighty, so good morning, everybody. Tarot and Astrology stars, new people coming in, old people watching. Doesn't really matter if you guys are here, right? So today we are starting off with the Faeries oracles, like we always do, or like we've been doing, right? Then we're going to move on to the Rider-Waite, and then we're also going to do the Animal Spirit decks. And each of these decks will be their own video on their own. So if you watch all three, you'll get a feel for what's happening in the day. All right, so let's see what the emotional constitution is for today, right? Let's see. If you guys want personal readings, check the description down below once this video is done. And let's see what Spirit has for you today. Ooh, okay. So the Faery Who Was Kissed by the Pixies in the reverse. Alright. You know, this card right here, there's really not too much that I remember from it. Although what I do remember from it is the fact that this fairy is basically feeling like she's blessed. She's got all this company around her. They all adore her. They all look at her, right? The numbers 2 and 1 reflect on basically decisions that need to be made, but decisions that need to be made in order to move forward. And these things, they basically they come out as a part of the creativity that happens in the mind when things need to change, and then those decisions need to be made, right? Everything happens in the spiritual level, comes down to the mind level, goes down to the heart level, and then it materializes itself into the physical world. Now, I want to go ahead and look at the bottom card as well. Oh, so the Journeyman. All right. So there is something that's going to be beginning with you guys. If you take a look at this part right here, the heart is shining, and you know, this card is very much a heartfelt card. It's the energy of the heart, the energy of the fourth chakra. So I feel like these are feelings of blessing. These are feelings of joy, contentment, things like that. I believe that this card, in and of itself, in the reverse, would probably denote something having to do with not feeling like you're blessed, or not feeling like you feel that the blessings are in your life. Now, the blessings are in your life, and actually the blessings are working their way through. We have the Journeyman at the bottom. The Journeyman is a card that's similar to the Fool, and the Journeyman, it describes changes that need to be made. And if you go ahead and take a look at that card, it's number 15. The 1 denotes the necessity for forward movement. This is very much, I feel, emotionally based, right? And with that little bubble he's carrying, he's only carrying enough to go on his journey. He's not carrying too much. He's not carrying his whole house. He's not doing any of that. So, but this is a journey that's based off of what's going on here in the mind, and this is more of like what's going on in the emotions. So in terms of the Journeyman, you're making this journey because there's a certain decision that you made in here, in your mind, and at the same time, you know, I feel like with these two cards together, regardless of how you feel, regardless of what the situation is right now, I feel like you're deciding to move forward, which is a very, very good thing. I'm going to go ahead and read from the book what the Faery Who Was Kissed by the Pixies means, and then we'll go ahead and do a little bit of reading into the Journeyman and to see why the Journeyman is there. All right, so 21. All right, the Faery Who Was Kissed by the Pixies. Love given, love received, metaphorical open heart surgery. Oh, all right, so then it does deal with the heart. Pixie kisses are not chocolate-like the well-known Hershey's Kisses, but the Pixies claim that they are a whole lot sweeter and don't do anything dreadful to your teeth. However, if the pixies have been munching fairy chocolate, some pixies' kisses give people freckles. As Brian wrote, the pixies say that there cannot be too much kissing. You know what? I agree with that one. But I don't know if my significant other believes that as well. But I think she knows it as well. That it there can never be too much kisses, right? A fairy kiss is a blessing indeed. Pay attention when you feel a fairy touch on your cheek or lips. Pixie kisses, in fact, all fairy kisses, are known to are to be noticed and savor. There you go. If you do not notice, you will find yourself smiling without meaning to. Feel a surge of warmth swelling in your heart. This fairy, Morna, right here, is the queen of love, all kinds of love, brotherly, sisterly, parental, friendly, unconditional, or conditional, either both. Um, she tells us it takes perfect people to have perfect love, but we, imperfect as we all are, may have many loves, each one perfect for who we are and for what we need now. These loves may not feel perfect, they may not look perfect from the outside, but they fit us now. If we don't like them, she shrugs, then we need to change ourselves so that a different kind of perfection fits us. Wow, that's a very strong message. Here we see Morna in her role as heart surgeon, using the power of love to help us open our hearts and when we have closed them up to fear, helping us to expand and become more of what we have the potential to be. Yes, it is true, having an open heart, being willing to love and be loved makes us vulnerable to loss and grief. But Morna assures me, and I believe her, that once a heart is truly and fully open, even the deepest grief becomes bittersweet like dark chocolate, and there is no pain that is not balanced by the greater joy of love. The feeling of giving love is what makes us feel good. What keeps us from enjoying it fully is our desires to own others and to have them constantly prove our importance to them. Such proof is impossible. However, this kind of conditional and self limited love is how we learn about real love. If you ever hear yourself asking, do you really love me? Or saying, I don't think you really love me, then you know that the love you are giving to the other is conditional and limited. So it really, what we say, what we do, it should be a reflection of how we feel inside, right? Because if you're in a state of happiness, you're in a state of being, you're just going to express whatever you are. You're not going to care. No, if somebody else is not accepting it, well, then that's up to them, right? If they're saying something about it, that shows a little about who they are. Let's see. Morna would like to help us learn to love others without conditions, and she is also wanting us to learn to love while still staying properly centered within ourselves. It is important for us not to lose ourselves in others and let their desires become ours while losing sight of what we need fulfillment for in our lives. In the long run, even in the not so very long run, that never works out. We only think we know what others want and need, and sooner or later we get dis, uh, disastrously wrong. Usually by thinking we know what they ought to need. We are all learning about love, and in the process of learning, we act as teachers for each other. Ram Dass said, "The karma of relationships is the hardest karma there is." So, anybody in relationships, you would understand that karma. So, believe it, Morna advises, and this is true no matter what the relationship is. But for all that, love in its purest sense is the fast track to self realization and enlightenment. The wild thing at the top of the picture is filled with bliss and is longing to cuddle its way into enlightenment. Remember, everything that everyone in fairy glows everything and everyone in fairy glows with its own light. So do we. Much of that light is the glow of love. Remembering that is important. Mm. Opening our hearts more widely to the giving and receiving of love evokes the well kissed fairy within. So, because this card came out in the reverse, when we block love, obviously we refuse to give or receive it. An interesting thing here is that love is an energy and an aspect of the life force, and it flows through us whether we admit it or not. The unhappy souls who refuse to acknowledge it still have it within them, ignored or denied. Another way we block love is to become the kind of people pleasers who want to do everything for others but won't let them give in return. Mm. The twisted energy of love shows up as jealousy, possessiveness, attention seeking, demanding behavior. Um, it is focused on getting rather than giving and results in unhappiness rather than happiness. It is also based on the entirely false idea that there is not enough love in the world for everyone to have as much as they need. Another twist is believing that it is up to others to make us happy when really it is our own responsibility. One of the worst things we can do is to deny love, to pretend we feel it when we don't, and to pretend we don't when we do. Another is to try to destroy love between others by any means for any reason whatsoever. And the worst of all is taking advantage of the love of others to betray them. Yep, that is the worst. Fairies are both luminous and illuminating. That is a very, very interesting card. Very, very interesting card. Let's see, we're at 11 minutes. Let's see if we can do a little bit on the Journeyman and see what the Journeyman has to tell us as well, because I feel that's very important. All right, so if we're talking about the fairies, and we were talking about how fairies do not like any type of betrayal, any type of like emotional betrayal, heart betrayal, things like that. And we take that into consideration with the fact that the Journeyman was at the bottom. The ideas of the ideas that are presented by the fairy who was kissed by the Pixies is the idea that if we try to cause others to make us happy, that's not going to work. Now, if we're trying to get others to make us happy, you know what that's going to cause them to do? That's going to cause them to go on a journey. So the Journeyman is about adventure, independence, polishing of skills, and travel. And of course, he's one of the greatest saints of the Bodhisattvas, and uh, and all of those who are filled by the spiritual light. Uh, all of them have been on this journey. Whatever this journey has been that the Journeyman is going on, yeah, the other spirits who are highly attuned to helping other people have gone on this journey too. Now, because this card came out in the upright, there's a long path ahead. We hope this card speaks to the need to perfect skills in working and living, but it acknowledges having a sound grounding in the basics. Optimistic, innocent, and willing to learn. Oingus also shows us that intuition serves us well, but only if we pay attention to it, right? So everybody who's been beginning a journey, has been on a journey, has finished a journey of some kind, and is making the movement from one journey to the next, then it causes us to understand where are we going, right? Because a lot of the times we might not know where we're going, but we're just going. The perfect example is before I used to liking to know where I was going, and then making the journey there. A lot of the times I was hurried up by my significant other, so then I would just start going, and then she would start realizing that I'm just going without even really knowing where I'm going. So a lot of the times this influence can come from other people. That confusing influence, that influence like you just need to do what you need to do because it's going to please them at that moment, that's people pleasing. That's people pleasing energy, and that will make you unhappy. It would also make the other person unhappy too. So sometimes we are operating from theory alone, and our knowledge may or may not be well grounded in reality. This card does not necessarily refer exclusively to beginnings. It can also signify a progression along a path, moving into the known or into the unknown from the known, a new phase in an ongoing process. The card may also represent untested concepts or ideas and suggest the need for balance between the intuitive and the rational as one approaches the unknown. So considering where you are going is one thing, but also What are your long-term goals? And also, one question to ask is, what are you doing in order to make those long-term goals a reality, right? So, of course, we have the right below the journeyman, we have the bodacious bodak. Now, the bodacious bodak is somebody who tries to inject their solutions into a problem or into an issue that they might see, and sometimes they get it right. Sometimes they fix the situation. Sometimes they just make the situation worse. So, and in this situation, I would say if you are having trouble understanding whether you're getting that blessing from the Pixies, whether you're getting that love, understand whether you are in a space of love or not. If you are in a space of love, then obviously you may have been kissed by the Pixies. Think back, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however long you need to, in order to really find out whether you felt that like kiss on your cheeks or on your lips. That feeling. It's a weird feeling. Um, it's almost like a brush, I guess, like a kiss. I mean, I don't have to explain it. I think you guys understand what intimate kisses are like. I feel like the fairies, they give you intimate kisses like that, but they can also influence other people to give you kisses like that to activate the heart center and to activate your love. So, with that, I will go ahead and end this reading. If you guys found that helpful, go ahead and hit that like button. If you guys are not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. Also, if you guys have any comments, go ahead and put that in the comments below. I really want to look at your comments. I want to understand what you guys know, because that's how we all learn. That's how we all grow. So, with that, if you guys are looking for personal readings, that should be in the description down below as well. And with that, I will go ahead and end this reading. You guys stay safe, take care, stay free, and I will see you on the next video.